Katy Perry wanted a dream home, but she ended up in the middle of a spiritual war with a group of elderly nuns. And by the end, no one won. This is the unbelievable true story of how a pop star, a convent, and the Vatican collided. Katy Perry, international pop icon, hitmaker, and queen of eccentric fashion, set her sights on an extraordinary new home in Los Angeles. Her mission seemed simple: buy the property, move in, live her best life. But what she didn't know was that her dream house sat on top of decades of history, pain, and secrets. The spark that would ignite one of the strangest celebrity legal battles of the decade. And it all started with a pool shaped like a fish. It was 2014. Katy had conquered the charts, sold out stadiums, and now wanted a home that matched her success. Something big, bold, unforgettable. Then she found it. A 30,000 square foot hilltop estate in Los Feliz. Panoramic views, expansive gardens, and yes, that fish-shaped pool. But here's the catch. This wasn't just any mansion. For decades, this serene property had been home to a small group of Catholic nuns, members of the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Inside those quiet walls, they had prayed, cooked, gardened, and grown old together. It wasn't just real estate. It was their sanctuary, their home. Katy offered $14.5 million to purchase the estate from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. She even met with the Archbishop to talk through her vision. Everything seemed to line up, legally at least. But behind those convent doors, the nuns were not on board. They didn't trust the church hierarchy, and they didn't trust Katy Perry. In their eyes, they owned the convent, not the Archdiocese, and they were determined to control its future. So when they heard about Katy's offer, they made their own move. Here's where things got messy. Years earlier, the Archdiocese had been buried under a massive wave of child abuse lawsuits, decades of horrific misconduct by priests. In 2007, they paid out $660 million in settlements, the largest of its kind in U.S. history. To raise the money, they started selling off properties, including the convent. But the nuns believed the property had been theirs since 1971, and after being forced out, they felt betrayed. So when Katy came along, they refused to hand it over. Instead, they sold it themselves to a businesswoman named Dana Hollister, who planned to turn it into a boutique hotel. Two competing deals. Katy Perry on one side, the Archdiocese behind her, the nuns and Hollister on the other. And so began a legal war no one saw coming. The lawsuits started flying. Katy Perry sued Hollister and the nuns to block their sale. The church backed her. In court, she won. Hollister was ordered to pay millions for interfering. But then came the moment that changed everything. In 2018, during a tense courtroom hearing, Sister Catherine Rose Holzman, one of the nuns at the center of the fight, suddenly collapsed and died. Moments before, she had turned to reporters and said, quote, "Katy Perry, please stop. It's not doing anyone any good." Except hurting a lot of people. Her words echoed around the world. The story stopped being about real estate. It became about faith, power, and legacy. And despite winning in court, Katy Perry never moved in. After years of lawsuits and headlines, the Vatican itself stepped in. The Holy See blocked the sale. No one got the house. The nuns lost their home, and one of their own. Dana Hollister lost in court, and Katy Perry walked away empty-handed. The grand estate, once filled with prayer and community, sat empty. A silent monument to how money, faith, and power can collide in ways no one expects.
This wasn't a story about good versus evil.
It was about people with different truths, all fighting for something they believed was theirs. And in the end, everyone lost something. So here's the question. When your dream collides with someone else's legacy, how far would you go to claim it?